Welcome to the Personal Mastery module of the Me2 course. In this short training, we're going to look at where our behavior comes from and give you a useful tool for changing that behavior so you can enjoy more success and well-being in the world. Let's start by meeting Simpiwe, a talented footballer with dreams of making it big. He has huge amounts of ability, but seems stuck at a low level of performance. On the surface, it's not hard to see why. He is late for practice, argues with his teammates, and doesn't take instruction from the coach. It's clear that these behaviors interfere with his talent from showing up on the field as performance. Simpiwe is frustrated and unhappy. He wants to change, but doesn't know how. Many of us are like this. It's not enough to have the intention to change or even the willpower to control our undesirable behaviors. The key is understanding the origins of our behavior. With that understanding, we gain power. The power to change. Let's begin. We can summarize what we've learned so far as a formula. Performance is equal to your ability minus your interferences. What are these interferences that subtract from our potential from showing up? Well, they include the things you do. For example, being late, losing your temper, being lazy. They can be in the form of bad habits like eating too much, not exercising, watching too much TV, procrastinating. And they can be your mindset, negative thinking, self-destructive thoughts, jealousy. Any and all of these constitutes an interference that prevents your full potential showing up as performance in the world. Performance that can bring you benefit, success, and happiness. Let's see where they come from. This is an iceberg. Now, the defining feature of an iceberg, apart from the fact that it's very cold, is that only the very top of it is visible. Most of the iceberg is below the waterline. In many ways, human beings are like this too. All that is visible to other people are our words and our actions. The depth of our personalities and all of that complexity, the motivations, the hidden thoughts and feelings and beliefs and experiences all sit below the waterline where people cannot see them at all. So above the waterline are our words and actions, and it is here that our interfering behaviors live. They're above the waterline where others can see them or experience them. Just below the waterline, creating these behaviors are two very important things that other people cannot see, but that you can become aware of. They are your thoughts and your feelings, and they work together. Our thoughts about situations produce feelings in our bodies, and these combine to produce behaviors. For example, if I'm in a stressful situation, I need to submit an assignment and I only have one day to do it, my thoughts about this might be, I can't do this, I'm going to fail, I'm not good enough. The feeling that then brings about in me is fear and anxiety. And then the behavior that results above the waterline is that I avoid doing the task, and that ends up costing me dearly. Where do these thoughts and feelings in turn come from? Well, deeper in the iceberg rests our values and our priorities. Values are the things that we care about. They're different for everybody, but it's the things that we'll fight to defend. For example, I might value freedom, I might value respect. And our priorities are the things that we tend to choose over other things. So I might prioritize meeting my own needs rather than other people's, for example. These values and priorities are what motivate the thoughts and feelings which produce behaviors. But it doesn't stop there. Where in turn do these values and priorities come from? Well, at the very base of the iceberg, far away from where anyone can see it, rests our needs, our deep human needs. These include the need to feel safe, the need to feel loved, the need to feel nurtured, the need to be fed and sheltered, the need to be safe. All of our fundamental human needs. And they fall into two categories. Needs that are either met by our upbringing and by the world in which we live, and needs that are unmet by the world in which we live. If our needs are unmet, we form values and priorities in compensation to protect ourselves. And this results in thoughts and feelings that show up to others as often interfering behaviors. Use the worksheet that follows to complete your own iceberg. I'd like you to reflect on what might be your deepest needs and whether they've been met or unmet. And where a need has been unmet, you become aware of that. I want you to see what values you formed and beliefs you came up with as a result of that unmet need. And then from there, trace what thoughts and feelings you produce in the situation. And that will lead you to the interference, the behavior that you might want to change.